Welcome back to No Apologies on Beck. I am your host, Lori Hinz, with me, Matt Simon, and we are talking remotely in Miami to RNC Director of Hispanic Communications, Jaime Florez. And Jaime, thank you so much for holding over and talking to us a little more.
It is a privilege for me, Lori. Thank you.
All right. Now, we're talking about outreach by the Republican National Committee, or the Republicans, GOP, toward the Latinos. However, you talked about community centers, and I think we should probably explain that a little more to people who don't really know what it is when you say, what is a community center?
Well, we all have seen the campaign offices where we have, volunteers and people calling, making calls, trying to, present our proposals for the potential voters. We have volunteers knocking doors and coming back and forth. And our community centers are something like that, but much more than that. Of course, in order to include the other activities, they have to be bigger. And those activities are an array of many different things. We have opportunities for people to have meetings there. For example, in our community center in Doral, we have a group of Venezuelans which meet there every month. And the third Thursday of every month, they have meetings there, and it's open for other communities to have meetings there. And what they have to do, what they want to propose to the elected officials about what's going on in their countries. And we had an opportunity, for example, to commemorate the 77th anniversary of the end of the concentration camps in Auschwitz, and we had a survivor of the concentration camp, lady which is 99 years old, and we commemorated that very sad chapter of the mankind history, and other things that we do in those places. We have the opportunity for people to meet there, to watch soccer games that happened in the last cycle. We have in our office in Doral, in Florida, we have a domino table. They love to do that, and we have Cuban coffee for people to offer. So it's something where they feel that they belong.
Absolutely.
It's not just, hey, come here, we need your vote. After election day, this is going to be closed. No, this is going to be something that they can count on for the election cycle and then after that. And there is always a staffer, a member of the RNC staff is going to be there present all the time. So that person can coordinate whatever events we have. We had toy drives for Christmas. We had Thanksgiving celebrations and things of that sort. So people can feel that, the communities, the Hispanic Community Center of the Republican National Committee is their home. Seriously, it's not just an advertising phrase. It is, we want them to feel that they are at home.
Now, I had no idea that there were so many different things that you even did with those community centers. And I love getting this information because I don't think people even realize that the RNC is doing this sort of thing. But they're doing it with different populations as well. But with the Hispanics, I think you have the most, centers. Am I correct?
We do, but still we have African American community centers. We have Asian Pacific community centers. We open one for Native Americans. So the idea is that the Republican Party is the party of all the communities. It's a party of the whole country. We have a place for everyone in this country. It doesn't matter what race they belong, what the color of their skin, what language they speak, what country they came from. This is a party for everyone. And we're very happy to show that and to demonstrate that we're putting our budget and our efforts where we're putting our words.
I love that. It's marvelous. It's a great thing. Now, the Hispanic community centers that have been opened already, and then you're expanding it even more. Talk about where you can find them. The obvious ones would probably be Texas and Florida. So that's what I would guess. But where are they?
We have Laredo, we have McAllen, we have San Antonio, we have Houston in Texas, we have Doral in Florida, and very soon we're going to have one in Central Florida, close to Orlando. We have one in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin, where there is a Central American and Mexican community, very important. We have one in Las Vegas. We had a roundtable a few weeks ago there about how small businesses are handling the economy with this inflation and everything. We have another one. We just opened one in Allentown in Pennsylvania, and we're going to be opening very soon one in Washington State and many other places. We're working all over the country to try to open community centers earlier than any other cycle before.
Sure, yeah. This is well before any election, so this is the way it should be done. This is the way it should be done, where you're reaching out to the public far, far in advance of it, so it's not always all just about the election. It's more about the people, which I really like. Now, I would like to know, are you feeling that the communities are really embracing these community centers?
They are. They are very optimistic, and they're very enthusiastic on what they can do, what they can offer the party. And of course, they want to know what the party can offer them as well at the same time. But we have a lot of enthusiasm, and it's noticeable. We see people coming every day to offer themselves as volunteers. In Florida, for example, our community center in Doral was fundamental in the growth of our registration, which for the first time in the history of the state, we registered much more Republicans than Democrats. We were used to be behind and underneath the Democrats' numbers, and not anymore. For the first time in history, we have more Republicans registered as voters in Florida than before. And many of those things are happening because of the activities that we have in the community center.
It is a marvelous thing. It is helpful for communication with the party and back and forth with the population. It's great to build community like that and know that it's inclusive. The other thing I was thinking about is, I can't tell you how many times people probably that I have seen that are not necessarily Hispanic have answered a couple of questions and realized that they actually are Republican. Yes. I'm wondering if that happens in the Latino realm as well.
Quite often, because, when they come to this country and they have the opportunity to become citizens and register as voters, they see Democrats. And they think one of the things that we don't have is not perfect anywhere, but in Latin American countries it's even worse, is a democracy. So when they see, well, this is democracy, democratas, and they think that the other party is not the Democrat Party. We are even more, we believe much more in democracy and freedom and other things that Latinos are very, very, it is very important for them. And, but they have that confusion. So we have to explain, no, it's not that way. We share the same values that you do. We believe in your family as you do, faith, opportunities, freedom, all those things. But we still are much more responsible in terms of fiscal matters than the other party. We don't want to get into your life. We don't want to control your life. We don't want to force you to vaccinate and things of that sort. So they understand much better what is all this about.
Well, I think it's a marvelous thing that the RNC is doing. I'm very, very high on the fact that I have seen some pictures from some of the grand openings of these community centers, and it's thrilling to see the room filled with people.
Yes, and the enthusiasm is very important, Lori. It's something that, we have to try to keep this optimism and enthusiasm alive. And not only until November that we have a very good opportunity to regain majorities in both chambers, but also into 2024. We have a lot of things to do for this country, and we're working on it. And our people is understanding that, yes, we all have to get together. We'll have to do our part to make this happen.
Well, it sounds like you are doing a bang-up job. You're doing a great job already for us. So I'm grateful for your work with the Hispanic community. And with the opening of more community centers down the road, you said we've got maybe 8 open now and another couple of them still going to be opened.
In the next month, and we will keep opening centers. It's very important for us. It's been working. It's been, we have proven that that's what we need, and we will keep doing it.
Well, Jaime Florez, thank you so much for spending this time with us and explaining this to people. I don't think people are aware, but they are going to be after they watch this program. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Matt. And my best regards to you and my appreciation for this wonderful opportunity.
All right. Well, thank you again. And when we come back,